The Formula One caravan has arrived in Canada, and the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal is ready to deliver another thrilling chapter in the 2025 season. With intra-team rivalries heating up, looming penalties threatening championship contenders, and unpredictable weather patterns adding spice to strategy, this weekend promises fireworks. From McLaren's internal clash to Verstappen's disciplinary risk, to Mercedes and Ferrari's struggle to regain momentum, Canada is also one of the most exciting races on the F1 calendar. With concrete walls that only a few inches wide punish the smallest of errors and a high-speed circuit with long straights and narrow chicanes, there is no time for mistakes here. The infamous turns 13 and 14 are where the best overtaking chance is available, particularly coming in under braking into the last chicane. There is, however, another twist, a 30% chance of rain on Sunday. Montreal rain has a reputation for flipping the script on strategy, and all eyes will be in the skies once more. This weekend, there are several storylines that run together, beginning with Max Verstappen. The four-time world champion is currently sitting on 11 of 12 penalty points on his super license, just one short of a ban from racing. In the opinion of Helmut Marko, Red Bull has warned Verstappen to be careful in the coming races, particularly with 2 penalty points that will expire after the Austrian Grand Prix. But due to the intense competition this year's championship, Verstappen might not be able to help himself but drive hard. And that might be his undoing. Verstappen is already on the hot seat following an infuriating slip from P3 to P10 in Spain on account of strategic errors, and most notably a mistimed tyre switch to the hard compound. Now in Montreal, the Dutchman will be looking for revenge. He loves mixed conditions, and we all recall his ruthless drive in the wet last year when most of us had predicted Norris to win. Max demonstrated why he remains the master of challenging track conditions, and this weekend could witness a rerun of that excellence, if only he keeps it tidy. Over on the other side of the paddock, McLaren is also experiencing a dramatic intra-team duel between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris. With only 10 points between them in the Drivers' Championship, and Piastri with more victories this season, Norris is under pressure. Even though he has been part of the Woking-based crew since 2019, he hasn't become their outright number one. Piastri's cool demeanor and quick adjustment have won over many supporters. And with Norris' pit stop disaster last year in Canada, this race is his chance to redeem himself. The Canadian Grand Prix could also be a watershed moment for McLaren's championship hopes. Beyond Verstappen, there isn't another driver who consistently threatens the championship. That leaves the on-paper McLaren rivalry to potentially determine who keeps applying the pressure to Red Bull. And then there's Mercedes. The Brackley team is unveiling an upgraded package this weekend following an underwhelming performance in Spain. Double DNFs in Imola and Barcelona as a result of mechanical issues have left the team reeling. But Montreal's temperate weather and unique characteristics might be to their advantage. Technical director James Allison said the team typically fares well here, particularly with the circuit's challenging braking areas and challenge in managing axle temperatures. If the W16 can hit its stride, a podium is within reach. George Russell and Lewis Hamilton have a new chance to demonstrate that they're still in the running. Time is of the essence for Hamilton, in particular. 7-time world champion Hamilton is said to be dissatisfied with the direction the team is going and might soon demand that attention be focused on the 2026 regulation updates. Sky Sports expert Karen Chandhok has recently observed that Hamilton appears off pace and is regularly being beaten by his teammate. If the team doesn't pick themselves up by their bootstraps soon, Hamilton could psych himself out of this season altogether. Ferrari, on the other hand, is attempting to capitalize on Charles Leclerc's Spanish podium. But cold weather and driver unhappiness, once again, threaten to stall their progress. Both Leclerc and Sainz have been worried about the performance window of the car, and Montreal's peculiar demands may not be ideal for the SF25. Nevertheless, a solid performance here would further consolidate their status as Red Bull's nearest challengers and provide some optimism for the remainder of the season. Let's not forget Aston Martin too. The home hero is Lance Stroll, a doubt for the weekend. After his dramatic explosion of temper in Spain and accompanying surgery, everyone is questioning if he will be well enough to drive. They have 2 candidates to replace him: Felipe Drugovich, the young reserve driver and one-time F2 champion, or Valtteri Bottas, the seasoned Finn who can bring points just by walking in. Regardless of who is chosen, Stroll's consistency and discipline are being questioned. Repeated errors could spark demands for his removal, particularly as Aston Martin moves towards a title-winning position in 2026. Lastly, there's the case of Yuki Tsunoda. His uninspiring qualifying efforts at Imola and Barcelona have placed him under tremendous pressure. Red Bull wants both cars in the points on a regular basis, and Christian Horner has suggested he may make changes by 2026 if Tsunoda does not improve. Daniel Ricciardo continues to struggle to reassert himself, but Liam Lawson and even Ayumu Iwasa are being watched in the background. If Verstappen does receive a race ban, the opportunity would be there for a temporary replacement, but whether that's Ricciardo, Lawson, or indeed Tsunoda is anyone's guess. So what will the Canadian Grand Prix deliver? Will Verstappen take it easy or go all out? Can McLaren sort out their driver crisis? Will Mercedes or Ferrari haul themselves back into contention? And what shocks is Montreal's ever-changeable weather in store? Let us hear in the comments what narrative you believe will encapsulate this race weekend. And once you do, click the video on your screen for our full analysis of what's to come in this unpredictable 2025 Formula One season. The Canadian Grand Prix may be the turning point of the 2025 Formula One season. From the razor-thin margin of Verstappen's penalty to the internal battle at McLaren and the redemption hopes of Mercedes, the narratives are incendiary. Ensure you subscribe and follow for complete post-race analysis, breakdowns of qualifications, and inside info on F1's greatest rivalries and strategic maneuvers. Don't miss a second of the competition. We'll catch up with you after the checkered flag in Montreal.